Hi, welcome back to the channel. I've got a lot of work to do in this video, so I'll quickly run through what I'm going to do. So first of all, I've got box parts, lots of new parts, lots and lots of new parts, and so I've got those. Get the trailing arms on, hopefully the axle onto the bolt onto the arms as well, suspension on, springs, shocks, shock towers on, and fill up the power steering fluid. I need to put the plug in for the coolant, so I've got to do that before I put the coolant in. I need to remove that pipe as well before I put power steering fluid in. It shouldn't really matter too much because yeah, so quite a lot to do. Guys, as you can probably tell, it's a different day. Everything was going really well last night until I was putting the shock absorbers in, and the bottom two bolts bolt the shocks to the axle put up quite a fight, and then it was getting dark and it started raining heavier, and I was just kind of fighting a losing battle. So I packed it in. Okay, so I'm going to quite quickly fly through this because, surprise, surprise, it is starting to rain. Who'd have thought it? So, drive shaft seal. I might just check. I can see that it does sit slightly proud. And all I did is I get an old bolt. There are special proper tools you can buy. I don't have one. So all I do is go in, so I can feel it touch the back. Move the camera out of the way a little bit. And a couple of taps, and it pops out. Nice and easy, just like that. You can catch it on the metal part on the back, and if you're lucky, like I normally am, yeah, haven't caught it at all. No damage, so that's good. So that's taken out. That's the easy part. And like I said, these were reasonably reasonably new, so they weren't leaking, but they're covered in paint and everything. That can't be good for the rubber, so well, that's solid as anything. So like I said, better to change it now whilst I'm here and it's all accessible, than to have to change it again or take it all out just to change it in like 6 months time. So I get a bit of cloth, I'll just clean up the inside there, make sure there's no bits in there, then I'll open up the new one, bit of rubber grease on the outside to give it lubrication. Alright, so just got myself a cloth, nothing special, just make sure you get all the dirt out. It's not raining too heavy at the moment, so I can just keep going, but it's not going to be long. And you don't have to worrying about how far to push the seal in, because you can see in there, there's an actual lip that you push the seal sits onto, so that's as far in as it'll go. So now that's that. New seal. I can open the bag. For some reason I always have difficulty opening these bags. Take a new one out. Make sure it's not damaged, no imperfections. A little bit of rubber grease, just helps it in. Rain's getting a bit heavier now. Right, there's a bit of rubber grease just on the outer edge there. Just help it on its way in. This one goes in easy on the other side, I'm going to be shocked, but I don't think it will. So then, this is the part everyone's going to hate. I get the same old bolt, use the flathead on the outer edge, gently tap it in. You're not looking to drive it in, you just gently work it in. And you can feel it and hear the pitch change when you're tapping it. It changes note when it seats. There you go. Right, get rid of any of the debris that may come off. There are a few touch-ups to do, but that's fine. And then that's the sealing. No damage, seated nicely. Right, that's that one. Now on to the easy one, which is the ball joint dust boot. Now there's a metal spring holding it on. That one there. slide that one off, just like that. We've got new ones of those, so we don't need to keep those. And then the boot itself, just like that. And you can see where I've split it. Whether that's a little bit of user error in the tools, I don't know. Quite possibly. I've never done ball joints on a Discovery before. Never done ball joints on a 4x4 before. So probably is a little bit of user error. But you know, it's all a learning curve. So that's still got its original grease up in there. So that's good. I'm gonna put a little bit more. Yes, it's rubber grease again. Because the boots, you can't put normal grease around boots. I don't know if I covered it in a previous video or not, but when you're putting any sort of grease around rubber, it should always be a rubber grease, for the simple reason, if you get lithium greases and stuff like that, they can actually perish the rubber, well, deteriorate the rubber a lot faster than what would normally happen and cause it to fail a lot earlier. So use a proper rubber grease, and it should, and it'll be fine. So then I've got the new boots. Bring up a little bit. So I've got new. That's a simple case. Slides on. Boot into that all the way around. Make sure it's seated. Once it's seated, if you can. This one's proven a bit awkward. Let's say pull the boot down the shaft slightly. For some reason this one doesn't want to come down. That is so bizarre. But anyway, that shouldn't stop us putting the clip on. The clip that comes with the boot's different design. Never seen this before. So I found just a pair of circlip pliers just to spread the spring out, get one side in, and the same again, just work it all the way around. If you can. That's got to come down. Another problem on the other side. There you go. And that just sits into that top groove there, and that's it. As easy as that. I was actually surprised how easy they were. This one's a bit more fiddly than the other side. The other side just seemed to pop straight in. I don't know why, but there we go. So that's the seals done. Top boots changed. The bottom boots, like I said, aren't damaged, so they don't need changing. So that must mean it's now time for the knuckles to go on. So if I can get the steering knuckles on today, and hopefully it doesn't rain too much, I'll get a few more bits and pieces on, but we'll just see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Okay, right, so steering knuckles. We have the top, the bottom, obviously, the caliper mounts, and the caliper goes on the front. That will always tell you which way around it goes. Right up to the bottom. Obviously, it will go up a lot further. Need to find out what sizes those are to start doing them up. Look. Nice. So the top one's a 22 and the bottom one is a 24mm. I think that's spinning, yes, that's spinning. Of course it is. I know there's obviously a torque setting for these. I'll have to check the book exactly what that is. I don't know off the top of my head. Dug out workshop manual to find the torque settings for the top and the bottom ball joint nuts. So I'm in section 9, front and rear axles. and what we're looking for is front hub carrier, ball joint nuts, upper and lower. So upper's 110 Newton meters and the lower's 135. Got brand new backing plates. Bolts. I think these bolts are going to be a little bit long, so I'll probably have to cut them down. In fact, I know they're going to be long, but I need to know how much. I need to cut them by. Alright, so I'm going to pop this cable tie off, and I don't know if any of you've ever done this before. You do get some that are self-releasing. They have a little tab that you press and it releases the pin inside, but basically there's a little tab inside there, right down in there. I don't know if you can see it, not very easiest thing to see, but that grips onto these teeth here, and that's what causes it to lock in place, so it zips up and won't come undone. But you can get a small screwdriver, get a small flat blade screwdriver, and I can do this and show you at the same time. So just in there, you see it. Oh, without knocking the camera over, just in there, that piece there is what locks it. So what you want to try and do is put a little bit of tension on and just work your screwdriver in until it separates, so you get a screwdriver in there. Then you just hold the screwdriver still. I'll try and do this without obscuring the picture. And just pull that back out. There we go. Just like that. And the tab inside is undamaged, and you can reuse it, and that's one less piece of plastic you're chucking in the rubbish. So always worth doing on any size cable ties, zip ties, whatever you want to call them. That way you can always reuse them. Okay, so there's the main steering arm from the steering box. Drop that to there. He said that with so much confidence, didn't I? just drops in there. Moment. As in, did that actually, have I actually got these on in the right spot? As in, there's a long arm supposed to be on the front and the short arm's on the back. No, because well, I've made a massive mistake and it's not good. So calipers actually go on the back, not the front. So the steering knuckles, so the hub carrier knuckles are on the wrong side. Okay, no, it's what it is. Gonna have to take them both off, just swap them over, not a problem. But I've also put the spring seats on the wrong side too. These brackets are supposed to be here, so that they hold the brake pipe here away from the wheel. That's quite a big mistake to make. So, but that's what you get for rushing and not double checking things. It does mean, however, I'm just now going to have to take this all off and basically start again, kind of, if you know what I mean. So yeah, so I'm going to have to take knuckles back off, undo the 2 bolts for the bottom of the shock absorber, and it means I'm going to be fighting with those again, because that was a pig last time. It's going to be a pig again. But it's a good thing I found it now, before I'd got loads of other stuff on. So yeah, I'm going to start with that, and I'll be back to where I am. Now I am back to pretty much where I was before. I've got torque the ball joint nuts up, dust shield, and then the steering arms. As it turns out, it was only the knuckles that were on the wrong side, because even though I took spring seats off, making extra work for myself, I got the pipe and the ABS sensor wire bracket, and that sits in like that. So that holds the brake pipe in the bottom one and the ABS wire in the top one. So I did have those on the right side. I just decided to make extra work for myself. But anyway, I'm going to get this lot torqued up now and get the dust shields on, then the steering arms, and I think that might be it for the day. Possibly. I'll have to see how it goes. Yeah. Right, let's get on with that then. So it's 110 for the top and 135 for the bottom. See, that's off. Get the collar, put some copper grease around it, because this will help go in, and also when I get the new one, it'll help them come back out And there. And it's still a 30mm, just about. Right, so that's in halfway. Now what I did, obviously the knuckle needs to lift up to there, but it needs to go higher because where the disc is on the drive shaft is catching on the inside here. So obviously it's too low, so I need to lift it up, and to lift it up I use my trolley jack. But obviously I need to lift it in a way where I'm still going to be able to get to that, so I need to lift it on the bottom here, which not brilliant for the paintwork, but it is what it is. So kind of in line there. Right, so now that's up to there. That's where I'd lifted it to myself. I can't lift it any higher than that, but it will go higher, just like that. So what happens is the ball joint's actually designed with a sleeve inside, so the pin of the ball joint can actually slide up and down inside this top one, not in the bottom one, just in the top. It's still located, but what you do, you get it up so high, you then, with some great difficulty, this is now the fun part, so take the handle out and you get your drive shaft and you slide it in and check. So I'll show you that now. Just grab that. Try to locate it into the diff now. There we go. Right, now that's touching, that didn't happen last time. That's fine, I can adjust for that. Just tap that in so it's sat where it needs to be. And then all I'm doing is looking down the sides to see what that gap looks like. I've got a GoPro in there, so I don't know if you can see that in there, but just at the top there, you see that gap just fits my file hand end through, and the gap at the bottom is a little bigger. So that means it's a little too high. Not a problem. What we've got to do to correct that, let's first get my file out, it's just strange, and then give a little bit of slack. And you just gently get it until it's at the right gap all the way round, and that's it. Now what you want to do is you want to wind in the collar. Until you get to the specified torque, which double check the gap. Yeah, that all looks good. So now comes the real fun part. It all comes back out, well, kind of back out. So I can put the ABS sensor in. Okay, so torque wrench settings for front caliper bracket mounting bolts, 175 newton meters. So the bolts are at 175 newton meters. Wow, that's quite a lot. And a 19mm 12 point. And 75. If I can get into them, that is. Can't remember, I've done this before. far as the steering wheel turns. There we go, just about. Yeah, that one done. The other side. Because I need the, so that's both caliper carriers done. Front and rear axles now. So, torque settings. Front hub assembly retaining bolts. 100. 100 newton meters. And they are 15 mil. That. Plug in. Yeah. Just touching all the way around, that's good. Right. It's a brand new one. I think it's about 1.5 litres these take. That's me forgetting. I've got a second camera. Hello, buddy. Yo. You alright? What are you doing? Hey. Leave them alone. He likes to eat the berries. Don't you?